Un, dos, tres. del Chile. And this morning we will talk about mining access and track digitalization solutions, obviously for mining industry. So let's talk a bit about business with more than 10 years of experience in the mining sector. You may wonder why mining? Well, my dad, he started this company back in the 90s, and the city where the headquarters are based is in the north of Chile, in Copiapó specifically. So that city, the main industry, the main business is the mining sector. So I will tell you more details how we started in this industry. As we said, we are a family business, and in 2010, we took the decision as a family to create Satel Chile formally. And back then, talking with our clients and the competition as well, we realized that the main focus was engineering services for the sector, but the competition was too much. So we thought focus on electrical circuit for equipment mining equipment, sorry. So in 2015, we launched SICAM. SICAM is a mining access control. And back then, we did our first trial in Manto Verde, that was Anglo-American formerly, now it's Capstone Cooper Mining. And at the same time, we were developing the PDA. That is our solution focused on electrical circuit. And in 2015, our trial in Manto Verde for SICAM was a huge success. So from one way, we're working on that one, and it was having a lot of success. A lot of companies wanted that solution, and we had the first purchase by Manto Verde in 2015. And then in 2017 and 2018, we start our first PDA trial in one of the sites in BHP, that was in Escondida. And back then, it was a huge success for us. It took 6 months and several trucks that the company decided where to do the trials. It was between Komatsu and Caterpillar. And when we were doing this, we knew back then that we were having just one chance to do it right. And at the same time, in 2018, our first international sale came, and that was for our solution, the other solution, that was SICAM. And that sale came from Peru, from southern Peru. So that was a huge turning point for us because we said, okay, we're doing it right, and not only here in Chile, but also internationally. So that was a huge success for us, and we said, okay, let's go beyond Chile. We can do it better. And at the same time, in 2019, BHP changed everything for us because BHP purchased $2 million for our solution, the PDA. And nowadays, that solution is a main requirement for any truck that the company is buying for Escondida and Spence. And in 2019, it was our turning point because, as I mentioned before, engineering services was the main focus for the industry. It was a sector where you have too many competitors, and we say, okay, we're having success, but not for the engineering services, but for our innovation and manufacturing. So we decided in 2023 to focus 100% in manufacturing and innovation because our solution, you couldn't find it in any other competitor. It was unique by then. And actually, to be honest, the PDA is one solution, one unique solution around the world. So we got the label of innovation to be a very innovative company. So let's talk a bit about our solution, the PDA. Well, the PDA is because the name in Spanish, but it's an auxiliary device protector. Is that box over there? Does it work? No. But the box over there And this, in the translation, not the technical one, is a box that you connect direct to the truck's battery. And all the external devices, like the technologies that the trucks need to work, like 100%, instead of connected to the truck directly, you connect it to this box. So you can get a better distribution, like electrical distribution, and you avoid any risk of burning out, any failure. So it was a turning point for us and for BHP as well. So the PDA, why it works? Because it fully protects the electrical circuit for the mining equipment. Reliability, I mean, you have this connector, the military-grade connector, and it's designed to perform in very harsh condition, at least in mining, and here in Chile, during winter, it's very harsh. And our main focus in our products is to be user-friendly design. Like the client has to see and know that what they have is very easy to use, and they won't get any confusion. So obviously, we keep talking with our client. The PDA was the starting point, and we realized that, okay, that was the first step, but the client was like, okay, I need more. I have this pain now. This is my need now. How can you help me? And that's how we create the accessories for the PDA. That is the expansion module that sometimes some clients need to increase the capacity of connection. We have the power backup unit. This one is very important because it's a system that keeps the onboard technologies like GPS and all the rest energized independently from the truck. I mean, if the truck is off, you can keep all the technologies alive. And the backup monitoring, because how you know, information is a key point, is a key factor today. So the backup monitoring provides you constant and real-time information that you can track from the trucks, from voltage, batteries, and technologies as well. So this was the one who made a big success in BHP and Escondida. And then we have the other solution that is SICAM. It's an integrated control and accreditation system for mining, because before that, they were relying to any mining operation, okay? This was the one that we have the international cell in Peru. And why clients want the SICAM? Why is a fundamental solution for them? Because it gives them autonomous access. You don't need anyone in the access point. The web platform do it. You can have remote web management, and it gives you flexibility, because this one you can see it from very different devices. You don't need only one device. You can use as much as you want, and it's a multi-site operation. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have just one operation. You can use the same one for different sites as well, and you can see all the information in the platform. And this is how SICAM was a very success solution in Peru, and that was Southern Copper Peru. And they came back to us in 2018 with more than 15 access control points, and then came back in 2022 with more than 40 access control points for 3 different operations. And this gave us a very huge background for other clients, because that was a starting point for other companies to came to us for this solution. That was the case for Quellaveco, Anglo-American, because they hear about this solution and they were like, okay, I can see the results that Southern Copper is having. I want the same results and the same efficiency. So basically, this solution gave us the label of innovation, of be an innovative company in a very small world that is the mining industry. I mean, you can think that the mining industry is a very big one worldwide, but if you start like me, how can I leave my legacy in this industry? How can other people can notice me, can give me that recognition and that differentiation from any other companies that are doing basically the same? And that's my invitation to you and to everyone, that maybe the theory is not the same in the reality. You will have the same result that the theory is given to you, but you're gonna face some challenges. But that won't happen if you don't take the risk, if you don't take that jump to be different, to be innovative, and that what innovation requires from you, to take that risk, to do that jump. So yeah, for example, us, we never thought that our solution were gonna be available for any other industry than the Chilean one. But now we're in Peru, Brazil, and now in Australia as well, and exploring other markets like the Canadian market. So that wouldn't be possible if we haven't made that decision of, okay, let's go for the innovation path, let's do it differently. So, thank you. Do you have questions?
Thank you very much. I wanted to know a little bit more about CCAM. What kind of communication do you use between the point and the software?
Wireless communication, like LTE, and Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay, and what about one of the main challenges that we have seen in mostly in my side is there is no communication. LTE, narrowband, one in example, or
PDA, like it gives the client the flexibility of what they want and what they need. Because some of their, I mean, at least Peru is very like conservative in that way. Like they don't trust that much like wireless connection. And they also have a new requirement. And these two solutions, and the CCAM especially, can adapt very well on the requirements from the client. So it's very flexible. It depends on what you want.
Thank you very much.
In the future, do you have a plan to move to 5G?
To where?
Sí. Move the LTE or 4G to
5G?
5G?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually we have the plans. We're doing trials now, like prototype, but it's taking time because obviously we have to do basically proof and wrong. Like we have to start trying to play a bit with the technology.
The satélite y telecomunicaciones or no?
We started as telecommunication in the telecom.
On the 5G technology for 5G private.
That's a good question because please don't tell anyone in the mining companies, but the mining time, it can take 2 years. For example, with BHP, we started the trial in 2017, and it wasn't until 2019 that they decided to move to our technology. And basically, all the companies, even nowadays, 2025, it still works the same, in the same basis. So I know that BHP is doing some tests, running some tests on it, but it's gonna take time, and it depends on the company. Anyone else? Thank you.
la presentación no está, me han dicho que le van a dejar en un solo computador. ¿Está bien? Ah, perfecto. Ya, pensé que hablaremos. Gracias. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicolás Cádiz. I am marketing manager on Anderson Hauser Chile. First of all, thank you very much to the colleagues of Doc UC and Phoenix Contact and the whole sponsors of this event for inviting us for give this little presentation. I will talk a little bit about the future of connected measurement. What is our vision about how Anderson Hauser can drive industrial digitalization, digital protocols, what else we can bring from the instrument right now, and how can we connect this to different topologies. What drives us on UNH? First of all, our heart beats for measurement technology. We are a company that's dedicated to the instrumentation, and at the same time, we develop the business of solutions and services, providing worldwide more than close to 3 million of sensors each year. As I was mentioning, we are not only involved on instrument, we have at the same time business in service, in calibration, verification service, and solutions. We have presence in more than 120 countries worldwide, where we have sales centers like this one in our country, or at the same time we have reps worldwide. And in terms of product center, we have 36 product centers worldwide dedicated for the different variables that we have in ENH, like flow, level, pressure, liquid analysis, optical analysis, temperature, component system, registration, and from this year we started a joint venture with SICK to be involved and promote actively the business of gas measurement. In Chile, our mission is to bring these instruments and fulfill the needs of the different industries. As maybe you already know, Daniela already told before, Chile is a mining country. It's not new that, but at the same time we are driving the progress in other industries like food and beverage, water and wastewater, oil and gas, between others. For this, we have developed a lot of knowledge during these 25 years of presence in Chile, providing more than 200,000 devices per year. And at this moment, we are more than 90 persons working on ENH. Our main focus is not country. We have the philosophy at the same time, in terms of competence of projects, we are really close. We are really engaged in working with EPC companies, with OEMs on a global way, and at the same time on the local way. And for sure, we know the academy has a very important role in this case, and that we are really pleasant to be here, part of this event. Okay, going straight is something that is really difficult to change the mindset of people from industry to say, okay, is something that is reliable, is really reliable, but at the same time it creates some resistance to go in a digital way, in terms of only you can go one measurement and not suitable for comprehensive field data devices on some cases. Later came the heart, and heart for sure brought a lot of possibilities in terms of now diagnostic, to get more information from what you are seeing in field, but it was not enough. It was not enough. The remote access was feasible. It started to be more often seen in the industry, asset management system, and to create a field bus network was okay, but at the same time was complex. And for sure, you have to still fight with these guys. And later it came Ethernet. What is the future? And measurement values, remote access, and the best thing of all, a vertical integration OTIT. No protocol conversion on most cases was required to go straight up on the OSI model pyramid, but anyway, we always knew that was not suitable for every condition of plant. And actually now we see Ethernet most cases where we see Ethernet IP is in food and beverage industry, where, I don't know, no harsh environment is so common. So trends like in industry automation that for sure you will hear on these days of seminar, and for sure you have been hearing from many years ago, like digitalization, Industry 4.0, whatever. It always is dedicated with this model, with the OSI model, where we are taking the data from the field. You have to convert it on a reliable way, on a fast way, but even more than the primary value that on most cases from 420 milliamp perspective is the only thing that you need. If you have a temperature transmitter, you need to know for sure temperature, but at the same time, this device can bring you more information. On the other side, this information has to be valuable, otherwise it will be lost. Ethernet gap in process industry fields. Current technologies at the ground level have limitations, as I was mentioning before, complex engineering, in example with field bus, protocol conversion is required. Many suppliers actually now are working on develop more and more converters from 420 milliamps to Ethernet, from field bus foundation to Ethernet, and everything at this moment is going to that way, to Ethernet IP. Low speed for 420 milliamps when you have to, if you want to digitalize and data-driven application, a single network technology will be required. And this is why I'm talking the first topic, that how can we close this gap? A single protocol throughout the plant structure, a simple and fast access to equipment diagnostic and configuration, remote connection to improve efficiency and data visibility. And for this, many companies started this project some years ago, which name is Ethernet APL, a new physical layer. At APL, it means advanced physical layer. And for sure, the whole limitations that we were showing before for 420 milliamps to the field bus in itself, like no connectivity, like complex engineering, protocol conversion. That is the amount of money that many companies have to work on protocol conversions to follow some digitalization strategy. All of this in terms with two-wire Ethernet in combination with an established industrial Ethernet that it is already developed should solve this problem. And I said it should because it will be slow. So, as I was telling a couple of slides ago, Ethernet APL, it was a project that started to being carried by different companies, by different organizations. We have here Fieldcom Group, that is the organization that developed Field Bus Foundation and HART, or ODBA, that was in charge of Ethernet IP, or OPC, that it means OPC Unified Architecture, PI for Profibus, and companies, different suppliers from DCS and instrumentation, Instrument like us, Instrument, the colleagues from Phoenix Contact, and many others that start to say, okay, we have to work on this together, otherwise we will not see any possibility to move to the next step. And the technology was launched in 2021, and what was the result? The result was to get Ethernet on two-wire with chances of speed until 10 megabit per second, full duplex, protection for hazardous areas. That was something that at the past with Ethernet IP was not feasible. Ethernet IP, okay, is even faster than this, but it's not suitable for the challenges that you have on harsh environment areas, on the plant in general. At the moment, these are the digital protocols that should be faced by Ethernet APL. on a first step, most of the supplies will start to work with Profinet. On the next step, Ethernet IP, and on the next step, Modbus TCP. That is a general overview of a topology where you can find, at the moment, with Ethernet APL with intrinsic safety, sports until 200 meters. That is quite good. But the most interesting part is when on the Ethernet installing, but with 2-wire, you can find even on fiber optic. There says 2 kilometers, but as far as I understand now, it's 32 kilometers. With coverage is quite lower, but anyway, we are increasing with this project the chances to go with Ethernet beyond that. How was the state of the art not more than 5 years ago? And for sure, here are many chances. Going straight to the process control, going to an asset management system, going straight to web server to make the configuration, to take an example, a report of verification of that device, whatever you need. And Ethereum, that is something that I will talk about later. This is invest on this. It's time that you change your cables. It will not impact so much your capex. The reference cable, on this case, is a tape A. And the most interesting part, as you can see, is the date rate. That, on this case, Ethernet APL will be 10,000 times hard. And as I was telling before, on APL, we started some years ago with level devices. Now I am really glad to show you a familiar picture of devices covering the areas of flow, Coriolis flow meter, mag meters, vortex, for an example, to measure steam or air, radars to measure level, pressure in general, temperature now, thermometers, and the ecosystem that it means the asset management system, or this tablet that is a handheld that is able to make to verificate and to make the configuration of field devices. And Ethereum, that is something that I will talk in a couple more slides. And there is more to come. The next system will be liquid analysis transmitter to measure pH, in example, or P, etc. I started with some point that is a general overview of what we are doing as companies with Ethernet APL. I wanted to show you something that is already available on the project site. There is no new information there. It's something that has been working on the last years. Now our mission in Chile, from our company, from Phoenix Contact and the old companies that you saw there on the project, is to push this. And we have now internal resistance, mainly in mining, that they are really close to some specific digital protocols. Our mission now as a business partner for the industry is to push the digitalization on that way. Heartbeat is take the pulse of your measurement. This is a technology that ENH and Hauser developed many years ago. It was launched like less than 10 years, I think. That it is based on to create a redundant measure. First of all, to make diagnostic based on Namur NE107, that, as you can see, are the same symbols that you have in your car. It's working, it's on failure, need maintenance, it is out of specification, it's quite the same. That is reactive. Verification. Documented devices functionality to get a PDF file that fulfills, in example, ISO 9001 certification. I will talk about a little bit with more details in a couple of more minutes, but you can get a verification report. That is, I would say, proactive maintenance. To get this report, go to the field, okay, you are a cool device, go to the next one, and avoid to get this on a red alert. A layer to monitor information of the process, getting straight from a sensor. I don't know, in example, a radar level device based on radar technology to measure foam formation or to measure if you are getting buildup inside. That is to have some eyes different into the process. On my opinion, it opens the window to the process. That is really, really predictive. As I was mentioning on the last slide, outstanding diagnostic coverage up till 97% of the diagnostic coverage, when that 3% is mostly related to the calibration. So it is a lot. And we always are challenged and asked by the people of industry, but I need to calibrate this device. And we always say, okay, what about the status of that device? Why don't you start with a verification before? How you will compare this with something better if you don't know what is happening inside of the measurement loop. Continuous device status information according to the standardized NAMUR NE107 diagnostic message, as I was telling on the previous slide, with these really interactive symbols, and can bring you at the same time what is the root cause of that failure with the code and the possible solution, the possible way to fix that. On-demand ISO 9001 compliant in situ device verification. We'll show you that in a couple of more slides. And monitoring. We enhance the measurement reliability, higher efficiency on operations, and for sure all this is traduced on more benefits for customer. From diagnostic point of view, I was telling before, I don't know, this device needs some attention, maintenance is required, other one can be already has a failure, and the failure you go straight, or in one case going to the device, connecting via Bluetooth in example, or going to the asset management system, or seeing on the DCS depending on the communication, and you will be able to see what is the error that is behind, what is the root cause related, and how can you fix it. And I don't mean how the fix is exchange the device, no. I mean with, okay, you have on this case a problem with the communication board, or you have the same problem with a high frequency module in the example of a radar, whatever. Later, this is, in my opinion, the most interesting part for quality. This is the first step. The prior step of quality, as I was telling before, is not to calibrate, it's not to compare, it's to verify something. And in this case, you will get a PDF report that you cannot modify that, and this report will guarantee you the 90-something%, between 93 to 97% of the complete status of the complete components inside the sensor. And later, this is really interesting for the people of operations. To get the monitoring, I don't know, in example, foam detection in a tank that foam should not be there present, or corrosion detection inside a pipeline, or I don't know, build-up detection in the case of the face of a radar or a pressure device, are some condition of process that, okay, you will say me, okay, you are talking about corrosion of the tube that can be measured on a Coriolis, in example. The abrasion can be measured at the same time. Build-up of the face of a radar device, or in a mag meter, we can measure the amount of build-up that can be generated, in example, in a lithium plant, or in a copper plant, or even in a, I don't know, convenience food plant. Mechanical stress with a pressure device, where the mechanical stress due to wire hammering, example, is something that you only see when it is vibrating the pipe. Here you can check that with one pressure device that will be able to assess via internal diagnostic when there is mechanical stress, when are only pressure peaks. Sensor aging, an example for gamma devices, etc. And other chances like inhomogeneous medium that will affect the process, in example with Coriolis devices, foam detection that It is something more often that can be at this moment being measured by a radar device, assessing the envelope curve, and so on. Availability in terms of for pH sensors, in example. The family picture here with devices that we have now, heartbeat is almost everywhere. In radar devices, in ultrasonic devices, in flow meters, in pH, in example, we can now assess for the lifetime that one pH sensor has, considering the glass impedancy, the results of the last calibration, and okay, how long has been working that pH sensor, and so on and so on, and there is more to come. We talked before that we're pushing with other companies for Ethernet, APL. We're saying at the same time that we still being there with 420 milliamps. We are not avoiding the OSI parameter in itself. We're saying that at the same time you can count with this closed-based platform that will fill some needs that at this moment are not already fulfilled by the OSI model in itself, and covering at the same time all those points that are remote. And what is Netillion? It's a standard service, or can be a standard solution, a solution that is a set of powerful service combined with help to help customers on their daily challenges. In terms of what? In example, Netillion Analytics is one software that we have for to create digital twins, and those digital twins later will be analyzed and say, okay, here we have some chances to make a migration. This device is obsolete if it is from Anderson Hauser. These other brands, take a look because they are more than 20 years in the market, and we can create that with the support from service colleagues in our headquarters. Netillion Library is a file management service when you can not only bring, in example, the manuals and the technical information, you can bring at the same time other stuff like the history of calibration of each tag and many information to one single platform. With health, you will bring all the asset health information under NAMUR and E107, all these diagnoses that I showed you before, bring all that from Heartbeat to this platform. And Value is a digital service for process monitoring. It means monitoring, not control, because it's really dedicated for devices that are Netillion ready. What I mean with that, in example, flow meters that are battery powered, that you can come with them really far away in the plant, and they can connect straight to Netillion. You can get the data, and later that, move it to the DCS. So we are coming with a platform that is not coming to replace the actual DCS structure. It wants to complement it on the points where it's not feasible to come with measurement. That is what I mean. It's parallel, and it's going to this web-based platform. The actual way of we can take the measurements in Netillion, it can be from Ethernet IP, from Profibus, from HART, even from wireless HART, even devices that are not from ENH, you can have them on health, you can have them on library. As I said before, NAMUR NE107 is an open structure, it's an open protocol, so the third-party devices will be available to see there, okay, this radar of other brand is under failure, this liquid analysis device of other brand is under something, Evolve is having troubles, you will have that there. And later we have many possibilities to exchange the protocol, many field devices, most of them for sure are not from us, we are not suppliers of switch. And later we can bring that through to the cloud via that edge device. And on the opposite side, as I was telling before, this is part of our strategy to have Netillion-ready devices that can go and communicate straight with the cloud, like this radar device that you can connect them to IBC tanks or to places where you don't have any chance to loop something, to give power to something. You have this radar that it really looks like a router. It's really, really small. Fermentation monitor for breweries, in example, to calculate the free sugar. Is a solution based for breweries in itself that it is already available to go straight to an Ethereum, and mag meters for water inlet, water outlet in mines, in example, that you maybe already know that the scarcity water in mine site is really, really complex, and you have to measure on really, really long distances, and this is a very good chance. Cybersecurity is always a topic on this case, and on this, the same way Ethereum is fulfilling the biggest compliance, the biggest, cybersecurity certifications like ISO 2007-001, 2017, etc. Thank you very much for your attention. We will be present on ExpoMin in a couple of more weeks. We will be really, really glad to the colleagues that if you are in Chile at that moment, please visit us. And for the colleagues from Chile, we will be happy to receive us in our stand. Thank you very much. Any question?
Problems of wireless communication, because we have in most cases easily access to take that data and corrupt it to maybe they are, how to say that, a malicious information to corrupt all communications.
It's a interesting topic, and actually, I think in this last slide, to be honest, I am not the guy that knows much more about the complete, I don't know, the ISO 27001 that is related to quality management system in itself, and this one from TUV Rayland that is most related with cloud database. But what I really know is that if you are complying with those 5 regulations, you are in a really, really good way that it's not so possible to get your data corrupted. And some years ago, the first certification that Andrews and Hauser received on this topic, it was Data Cloud Service 5-star by the European entity, and later we moved to this ISO compliance. Anyway, I know it is always a topic specifically on industries like mining that is restricted to move to change the mindset on this case. But yes, still being a topic is something that it generates. Being measuring something when you really need is more than necessary compared to the cybersecurity trouble. Thank you for your question.
So we in Phoenix Contact, we are promoting the Ethernet APL2, and my question is, why customers are creating resistance to this new technology? And as we can see in your picture, most of the DCS providers are working together in this technology, and it's going to be the king in the communication, in the feedback communication in the future. So after your presentation, let's share some finding in our customer, but I would like to know what is the main problem that the customer in Chile are are scared of this technology?
More than scared of, I would say that, to be honest, the actual approach of the project was not good, in my opinion. My personal opinion, the approach of the project was not good, because, in example, you consider that was when we are promoting Ethernet APL on any plant that is based on Rockwell, it's not feasible. On the other hand, other companies like ABB, Emerson, or I don't know, Siemens is most advanced on Ethernet APL, but ABB and Emerson, they had been quite slow, because at the same time they have a huge business today with the DCS production based on field bus foundation. And that is, I think, the main reason is not that the customer is reluctant or is scared of make this change. I would say that the ecosystem of companies that there appears, they didn't connect on a proper way before, and to create a clear strategy. Okay, first of all will be this one, and later this one, because from the point of view of the customer, the only thing that they can be quite scared of or create internal barriers is in terms of capex. But at the same time, the approach that we are having now is, okay, if you are considering to implement something new on your plan, you can go with this one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sander. Thank you, Anderson, sir.
Thank you very much.